You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Welcome to this edition of Your High School Sports, powered by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, home of the lifetime warranty. Well, fans, I'm Roddy Woods along with Chris Blevins and Chris Reddick. I know a lot of North Carolina fans out there are heartbroken, but that's the way the ball bounces. You know, fans, our question of the week, let me ask you. I know a lot of you out there have the same thing on your mind, but our question of the week is, what was the greatest Final Four game you ever saw? I'm going to start with Mr. Reddick.
And Mr. Reddick is going to resurrect the North Carolina basketball team by calling out the North Carolina team that beat Georgetown when one of the greatest basketball players ever, Mr. Michael Jordan, as a freshman. I mean, that team was loaded. They had James Worthy on there.
Yes, they did.
You thought he would hit the game winner, but no. That little freshman from North Carolina,
Number 23.
Number 23 became a legend that day. That's one of the greatest games. Another thing special about that was I had one of my brothers, older brothers from New York. He's since has passed away, but it was a great moment. Like I said, got to enjoy it with the family, and I became a Michael Jordan fan that year. And I remember our 6th grade trip. A few of us bought some hats, some North Carolina hats, the crazy looking hats with the, I don't know.
The dunce hat.
Yeah. And when we went and bought those hats, I'm not lying, I wish I had pictures of this. The entire 6th grade class, I believe, came out with those hats. We sold out the place. But it was a great year. That's one game that I will always remember. I became a big fan that day.
Your number one game.
Well, I've watched a lot of basketball, but I will have to say, out of the ones I've watched, this past Final Four game and the finals was probably the best game I've ever seen. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
So you have Villanova, North Carolina. We all picked who?
Carolina.
So Villanova obviously was still one of the better teams in the tournament.
Yeah.
And then when they played, it's the very first time that I ever thought that I wish a game would have continued. I thought that these two teams are both worthy of being champions. Yeah. I think I heard Skip Bayless on First Take on ESPN, not to quote him, but he said it's the first time he ever thought there should be a co-champion. And the people don't, I never thought like that, but that was probably one of the better games I've ever seen. I mean, you come down to the end there, and they kind of hits the double clutch three.
Yeah.
And then he comes down.
It was overtime. They thought we were going.
Yeah, and then he comes right back down. I don't know if y'all saw it. The coach says, made. I don't know if you've seen. He shoots the shot, and and the coach said, made, and turned around. No expression.
What a game.
I mean, he made it. I mean, that's one of the most exciting. And I was almost on the edge of my seat. Even my foot hurt. On the edge of my seat, watching every second of it. I mean, that was just a back and forth. Even when at one point, I think Villanova got up by like 10, I knew they were kind of coming back. And nobody even stressed. You could just see it. They just back and forth. Villanova never let up. North Carolina never let up. It was just two great coaches. They changed it up. They didn't stick with the same thing. And Marcus Page, man, he's that guy. I love that kid. I mean, he's probably not going to be. And that's the next thing. There was no probably NBA like first round All-Star people on the team on either team. There's no first round people on there, more than likely. Yeah. Now this might bring some more attention. I think what's his name, Johnson. I think that plays for North Carolina, the big jumper guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be able to be in the late first round, but that was just two diehard, a lot of seniors on each team. Yeah. That was a class. That's a class. I can watch it right now. We can turn it on and watch it right now.
Great game. Great game. So we know, I figured you'd say something about the Vols, but they haven't been there yet.
They haven't been there yet. You got to get there.
We can talk about Bert and Ernie.
Been to the big day shit. But I'd say my favorite was, I'm leaning toward that game right there because that was a great game. You know, I'm like you, no better game. But I go back to 1985 when it was Georgetown's year, and they had Patrick Ewing, they had the whole 9 yards, and who upset them? Villanova. So that was my game because I was a Georgetown fan. I was all about Georgetown at that time. But the ball bounced Villanova's way last Monday night, and they are national champions.
And something else. Just a little fun fact. 31 years ago,
they
won a championship. 31 years before that, they won. They've only won 3, right?
Right.
So every 31 years, they'll never win. That's pretty crazy.
So
it's pretty cool.
That's
It's
pretty
31 more years away, though, when their next one out.
Pretty good, pretty good. Well, as we move on here, fans, on this edition of Your High School Sports, we're going to turn the tables and we're going to go and talk a little bit about national, regional, national, and it could be any sports now. We're in baseball, correct?
Okay, yeah, we're in baseball, track, a lot of things going on, but we're going to point out baseball. Like I said, we've just changed gears into baseball season. Teams are underway all across the nation. So just like basketball, I like to have a little fun and point out to find where are our local teams and how do they rank in the top 25. Well, according to USA Today, guess what, guys?
We got
No Tennessee teams.
That's what I'm saying, none.
No Tennessee teams. But I found something interesting. Now, this could be according to the weather, because these are states that have better weather where they can play baseball year-round. So guess which state has the most teams in the top 25?
I would say, my guess would say Florida.
Florida. Okay. That's interesting because guess what? Florida is the number one team with the most teams. Actually, there's two other teams that's real close, and I'll let you take a guess on the other two teams.
I would say I'd say Texas.
You got it?
Gosh,
The
I was
warm weather.
gonna say Texas, but I mean Alabama.
Well, there's one team, but California actually.
Oh, okay.
Florida,
Okay.
Texas,
And
and California
California.
Makes
dominate
sense,
the
though.
top
Makes sense.
25.
Yeah, because they
warm
play
weather.
baseball year round, you know. But we were talking to Coach Taylor, which is coming up in this show. Coach Taylor's going to be on with us. They play fall baseball now, so
Okay.
the teams are getting familiar with
Playing
year-round
year-round
baseball.
That's
So
good. That's good. Well, I want to point something out for you because I understand you lived in Florida. You
Yes,
got
I
to
did.
watch a lot of great baseball. One of the teams, number 12, Canterbury School in Fort Myers. Just want to know if you were familiar with that school.
I am
or
familiar
any
with
of the
that.
schools in
I am
Florida. since
familiar
you
with
talk
that
about
with
experience.
Canterbury. Great tradition. Great school. A lot of things go on in that county. In Lee County, Florida, just Lee County, they have their own district. Now you have to have at least 7 teams, 7 high schools in one county.
Wow.
So they got their own district. Like, say you got East, West, Dobbins, Bennett, Sevier County.
All in the
No,
same county.
in the same county.
Yeah.
They put out some great players. I saw Dion Primetime play baseball along with Mike Greenwell. They played for North Fort Myers. Great baseball tradition in Fort Myers.
Wow.
Well, point one other thing out. We're going to wrap up basketball in the sense of talking girls basketball. And USA Today, they actually picked the best team in each state. And another question for you. Who do you think the best college girls team is in Tennessee?
College girls.
Or excuse
team,
me,
high
excuse
school?
me, high school. I'm sorry, high school.
I'm gonna throw out a crazy one. I would South Green.
No.
Oh.
You want
It
to
wasn't
take it?
Elizabethan, right?
Nope. Riverdale, Murfreesboro.
Oh.
Yeah. Riverdale, Murfreesboro. They're ranked the
I
number
thought
one
it was
team.
Elizabethan quote coming in.
Well, we had to win that championship, but I would have loved to have seen them.
Yeah.
We needed that championship.
Great school. Let's switch gears again. Our regional sponsor is Tax Office USA in Morristown. Go by at April 15th. Date is coming fast, so go by and let Cecil prepare your taxes right there at Tax Office USA. Chris is going to hit around the region right now. And one school, Dobbins Bennett, went down to South Carolina.
Yeah, they played in the Havana Invitational Tournament. They actually played 3 games. They actually won 1 and lost 2. They played Woodland, South Carolina. They played Ashley Ridge, which in the Woodland game they won 10-0. Ashley Ridge they lost 1-8, and then they played Great Bridge in Virginia, and they lost 3-5. They had a pretty good showing, Roddy. We think they finished about 3rd or 4th in that tournament there. But Dobbins Bennett obviously went out, just like we talked about some of those teams that have to go out to play more. They're actually expanding, going out to finding these teams that play all year round baseball, actually bringing it home and kind of go out and get a little more competition when it comes to baseball. But Dobbins Bennett wanted to mention that, and actually played in Charleston, South Carolina, where that tournament was held. So it's kind of warm weather down there.
Yes, it
You were
was.
at the beach last week, so how warm was it down there?
You wasn't warm.
It wasn't as warm as I thought.
It
but
wasn't warm.
At least they went try to find warm weather.
But last week Chris talked about them. They won that tournament last year.
Right.
They went to Charleston and won that tournament. So that's a big accomplishment to go out and win some games in a tournament like that.
Well, to point something out, they're 11-3 on the season, and 2 of those losses came in this tournament. So it must have been some pretty tough competition going forward. So they're a pretty good baseball team. To lose 2 games in this, kind of early awning, it's probably good for them too to go rest the rest of the season. So
So when we come back here on Your High School Sport, powered by Gateway Ford, home of the lifetime warranty. We're going to catch up with Sevier County. Finish that interview with Coach Casey Taylor. We'll be right back here on Your High School Sports right after this.
I never thought I'd get into the car business or work with my dad, but some things you just shouldn't pass up, like our Carefree car deal with upfront pricing below the factory invoice and our lifetime powertrain warranty. You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health. Our 725 Parkway location offers a full-service pharmacy with a large selection of quality home medical equipment, from sports braces to wheelchairs, and a stock varied selection of home care products to assist you daily. Health education classes and a Take Charge Weight program are available. Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Gotta get to Gateway.
Get Greene County's only lifetime warranty on these incredible Gateway deals. Late model crossovers like Ford Escapes, GMC Terrains, Jeeps, and Honda CRVs from only $12,900. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Get the right services you need from a name you can trust at Crescent Center Drugs. Whether it's hormone replacement therapy or if you need to update your immunizations for flu, pneumonia, or shingles, Crescent Center Drugs has a professional and friendly staff always ready to take care of you. That's why for many years, Crescent Center Drugs has been your good neighbor pharmacy. Right now, getting your medicine is fast and easy when you sign up for the IVR system. It's simple. Once your prescription is filled, your box is scanned, and you instantly receive a phone call or text for pickup. Visit Crescent Center Drugs inside the Crescent Shopping Center.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports. Coach Taylor has joined us now here on the field. Coach, you know, last year, 35 wins. You guys had one game to make it to the state. Talk about this year's turnaround. What you got to do to get over that hump to make it to Murfreesboro?
I'm not sure if there's just one thing to do it. You know, it's always going to be a combination of things to get you to the next level. And you know, this year's a totally different team. It's a completely different dynamic. You know, each year seems to present something new. And this year is no different. You know, 2/3 of our team this year are freshmen, sophomores. So we're a very young team that's kind of trying to figure things out. And, you know, if I had to put my finger on just a couple of different things to get us over that hump, I think, number one, your main players, or our main guys, they need to be our main guys. Okay. They need to be, you know, your frontline arms. They need to be the frontline guys. And then our role players need to be exactly that. They need to be role guys. They don't need to try to be the main guys, and the main guys need to handle enough responsibility to where they're not trying to be role players. And that's a lot easier said than done. But if we can kind of get our guys to understand what their roles and responsibilities are as players on this team, that's a huge thing. Again, when you're looking at 2/3 of your guys are underclassmen. So I feel like we've got really good leadership, probably more leadership than we've had in some years past. You know, for example, my first year here, you know, you have Kate, and Kate is kind of known as your go-to guy. Then we kind of had some years where, you know, who's it going to be? Wow. You know, or is it anybody? You know, who is the guy? We don't have that. We know now, you know, and we've got different areas of leadership with different guys, and you know, with Lingenfelter and Matthews and Wallace and Claybo and Brown, we put we put all of our trust into those players to run our team. And so far they've done a really good job of that. And I feel like, you know, as far as during our regular season and also with our scrimmage games as well, I think we're doing the same thing. I don't think that there was anything wrong with what happened to us last year. It's just really difficult to get to that next step. I don't think it was, you know, that our team wasn't good enough. I felt like we were. It wasn't that we weren't playing the right competition. I felt like we did. Right. I think we did all that. We just didn't win one game. And so I don't think we're really in a panic mode. We're not trying to change anything. We just have a great deal of respect for the teams that we play, and it makes us understand that it's just really difficult to get over that next hump, and we might not. That's one thing that you don't really consider. You always think there's going to be the next time. Right. We might not ever get that far. You know what I mean? So you might as well enjoy what you're doing right now, and hopefully things will work out down the road.
Because these are kids, our fans need to realize these are high school freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors. And, a lot of times they get to that point like, oh, man, but you want them to come out here and have fun, play ball at the best of their ability. And it sounds like, let me ask you this, is this one of the better teams that you've had, you think?
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know, couple things just in comparison to some years past or even the last few years here. I don't necessarily think we have more talent this year. I don't think we have the depth that we've had. But I think that's a good thing. Sometimes having more depth creates more internal problems. We had a lot of gossip going on around and some negativity, and we don't have that. Right. We have a very clean slate right now with our kids, and I don't think you see a whole lot of rooting against you to benefit myself. Okay. And that exists. That's real. That's in
everything you do. It's in everything. Let me ask you this question. You said to me that you guys have been voted in the top 100 as one of the national baseball programs in the national. That's 100 teams in the country. Voted by who?
Well, I've got no idea.
But they put you in this. You got an email said you're one of the 100 top teams in the country.
I'm not sure who actually votes on that. The phone call that I got was from a guy with Baseball America, and he was just asking about, I think it originated through Max Preps, and Max Preps has a thing where they call it a Fab Five, and the Fab Five is where they're selecting the top 5 teams in that particular state. And then they go around, all through the different states, and then it compiles in. And somehow in that process, I've got no clue who votes or who gets nominated or nothing. I don't know nothing about any of that. But we were ranked number 4 in the Fab Five, and then ranked 92nd or 93rd in the top 100. So whatever that is, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it just shows you, it's not necessarily about what's going on right now. I think it's a huge credit to a lot of people that have been around for this field the way it is, the facilities the way they are, some of the success that's happened not just in the last few years, but for about the last 10, 12 years. Right. And, it's just a pretty neat thing, even for some guys that played here, back in the day, whatever that day is, back in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, when some of these guys come back in now, and they're like, man, this place has changed. It's a lot better now, and that's pretty cool, especially for me being an outside guy, meeting some people that I'm not familiar with, and to see how this program has really evolved. Number 2, number 100, it's all the same to me. You know what I mean? It's not that we're looking down on anybody. I think we look eye to eye with a lot of other programs, and it shows you how many other really good programs didn't make that. So I mean, it's not, it's something that's pretty neat. It's a good credit to where we're at right now. But our priority is not just on making the top 100. We want to stay in that. We want to stay in that mix.
Yes, we want to be up at the top every year. They look at your program.
Hey, that's true. And even some of the programs that are around this area. You mentioned getting over the next hump. You look at just some of the stuff that's going on with some of Seymour's teams in the past and what they had to go through, and some of the teams that Pigeon Forge has had and what they had to go through. And we're just trying to get some of the information that worked for some other teams and try to find the best way to apply that to us. And hopefully that'll get us there. And if not, then hopefully we get a little bit better in the process. So
there you go. Coach Casey Taylor, head coach here at Sevier County. Be sure and get out and catch a game. It's baseball season. Look at the grounds. I love it. It's my favorite sport. So make sure you get out and catch the Sevier County Smoky Bears. They got a talented team, voted one of the 100 top high school baseball programs in the country. We'll be right back right here on Your High School Sports right after this.
If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, here's a grand opening you don't want to miss. Gateway Auto Center of Jonesboro is now open. East Tennessee's bargain outlet for cars, trucks, SUVs, and more, located across from Ingalls in Jonesboro, a division of Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, and the only used car dealer in the region offering the Gateway Carefree Car Deal on over 100 pre-owned vehicles. Upfront pricing posted on the windshield, top dollar for your trade-in, and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Gateway Auto Center on Highway 11E in Jonesboro, online at gatewayusedcars.com.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Gotta get to Gateway.
Get Greene County's only lifetime warranty on these incredible Gateway deals. Late model crossovers like Ford Escapes, GMC Terrains, Jeeps, and Honda CRVs from only $12,900. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health. Our 725 Parkway location offers a full-service pharmacy with a large selection of quality home medical equipment from sports braces to wheelchairs and a stock varied selection of home care products to assist you daily. Health education classes and a Take Charge Weight program are available. Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health.
Volunteer Chevrolet is your friendly hometown dealership, proudly serving the region for over 20 years. At Volunteer Chevrolet, you'll get great offers on select new vehicles, from Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs. So come see the new look at Volunteer Chevrolet and take advantage of their great deals. Volunteer Chevrolet is still easy to find on 400 Winfield Dunn Parkway, Sevierville. Volunteer Chevrolet is a proud sponsor of YourHighSchoolSports.com, Sevier County.
Get the right services you need from a name you can trust at Crescent Center Drugs. Whether it's hormone replacement therapy or if you need to update your immunizations for flu, pneumonia, or shingles, Crescent Center Drugs has a professional and friendly staff, always ready to take care of you. That's why for many years, Crescent Center Drugs has been your good neighbor pharmacy. Right now, getting your medicine is fast and easy when you sign up for the IVR system. It's simple. Once your prescription is filled, your box is scanned, and you instantly receive a phone call or text for pickup. Visit Crescent Center Drugs inside the Crescent Shopping Center. The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
We'll have that at Gateway Ford. Please hold just one moment. Hi, this is Cindy from Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda. You're watching your high school sports.
Welcome back to this edition of your high school sports, powered by Gateway Ford, home of the lifetime warranty. Go by and see Kevin, and they'll put you in a brand new Mazda or a Ford or a Lincoln. Yeah. Go by and see Kevin. Tell him you saw us here right on your high school sports. We would like to thank Coach Taylor from Sevier County. They started off. They got a great baseball season going on. They've won the last 10 out of 11 games, guys. They're 16-5.
Back on a roll.
So thanks, Coach Taylor, for being a part of this show. Guys, it's that time. Let's talk about sports for kids. You know how important it is for us three that we try to give back to the young men and young women of this area. You know, if you have not been to our website, go to yourhighschoolsports.com and check out the mission statement, why we're doing this. And we hope on April 19th we'll be at Gateway Ford, And we're going to be going up to Holston Homes earlier that day and presenting them with the gifts of the basketball. So, it's a great cause, guys.
It is. And hopefully we can fill that truck up and make sure that we get enough basketballs to go out. I mean, even if we get 20 or 30 balls in the night team, that's still going to help 20 or 30 kids that we're trying to donate to. And, that's might not sound big to, you out there, but I think it'll be a very big cause. And definitely for us, it'd be a great thing for us to start.
Got something to point out, too, about those balls. Balls are important to have because guess what? Not just one ball these days. They've been watching Stephen Curry, like my son. They like 2 balls now. They practice 2-ball dribbling skills. So we can never have enough balls. So please, if you'd like to help, bring the balls to Gateway Ford in Greenville because we want that truck full. We want balls bouncing out of the truck.
Yes, we do. But fans, let me tell you one other thing. Now, not only Gateway Ford, you can go by and donate basketballs at Crescent Center Drugs in Morristown, Double D Tire in Greenville, Lee's Pharmacy in Sevierville, and Volunteer Chevrolet in Sevierville, and our good friend Joe at Krispy Kreme Donuts. Go by, plus, if you go,
give you a donut.
That's what the deal is. You go by and donate a basketball, he's going to give you free donuts. Ooh. So, that's a great way. But we're going to not do this just for basketball, guys. That's the great part. We're going to do baseball. We're going to do football, and we're going to be all over all summer long. So once we give the basketballs away, we're going to start promoting baseball, and we're going to do baseballs, bats, gloves.
What about wiffle ball?
You can do whatever you want. You want to bring a wiffle ball? Bring it on. We'll take, as long as it's something the kid can get out and hit. We're happy with that. So make sure you go to our website, yourhighschoolsports.com, and check us out and read our mission statement. It'll tell you exactly why we're doing this. I don't want this. I don't want to see somebody doing.
You don't want to play baseball like that?
I don't. That ain't playing. I'm talking about going outside, hitting the baseball, catching it, doing something with, throwing it, doing something inside. Looking down, walking into something, man. Forget that.
And it's a great opportunity to mentor a kid too. If there's a kid that looks up to you, go out and play some ball with him. Get that basketball. There
you go. So I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Your High School Sports. For Chris Blevins and Chris Reddick, I'm Roddy Woods, and we'll see you next week right here on Your High School Sports.
You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.